Hey, where have you been? Hey everyone, I'm back after, I checked when I did my last podcast, it was like the end of June. What is this, like the second week in August? Shame on me. Well, the Slow Knitter has been busy. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see just how busy I've been. Welcome. This is episode 44, I think. Wow, that went fast. I've only been doing this for about 2.5 years. I'm checking my iPad to make sure that I cover what I say I'm going to cover and I don't miss anything. So I do believe that the name of this podcast is something like When the Slow Knitter Knits Too Fast, Expletive Happens. Close your ears. Shit happens, man. Rinoculus number 1. Yes. Yes. I'm wearing it under my fun linen dress that I showed you guys before, but it's so bloody hot here in Atlanta, Georgia, that there's nothing that you can wear except a very loose, big garment like this linen dress, which I just love. Anyway, this is episode 44. You can find all of my contact information below. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe and welcome back. And so sorry to all my subscribers because I've been gone. I may have disappeared, but I've been like a crazy woman. And I cut my hair off. Yeah, sometimes your hair just says, I need to be gone now. And if I never see another ponytail wrapper again, I will be very, very happy because I do never want to pull my hair back into ponytail. Yeah, my hairdresser was delighted. She's been wanting to cut my hair this way for years, and we kept trying to grow the side, as she calls it, material, but it just wouldn't come. So we just cut it and cut it and cut it, and I leave it curly because my hair is naturally curly, wavy. So I just leave it curly in the back and just style the front, and sometimes do little fancy with fun. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. Okay, this is Rinoculus number 1. I will stand up and I will show it to you. It was my first experience doing my Rinoculus. So you can see, I did this out of BC Garn, Tessa Silk, which a friend of mine and I were ordering from Stephen and Penelope in Amsterdam. And another friend had just been there and she had seen this. She actually bought the Tussie Silk herself. And I'd never knit with it, and I've never really knit with 100% silk. I will tell you, it was a little bumpy to knit with in the beginning, and then I got used to it because it's tweed. It's Tussa tweed silk. So there's like little nubs and bumps and thin and thick, and that kind of bothered me a little bit, but I cannot tell you how glad I am. Now, this is a funny story. It's not so funny, but I was so determined to do this and so in love with the pattern that I knit this in 8 days. Slow knitter knits a sweater in 8 days. This never happens. People, mark this date down. This never happens. But this was incredibly addictive. And I think it was because it has the interesting cast on. You go almost right into patterning, unique stitches that I've never done before, but very, very, she has a video for almost every stitch that's maybe possibly new to many of us. And if I got stuck, I would just go to a video, and it was very, very clear, close-up stitching. It was beautifully done. The designer is Knit Cafe Midori. I don't know her name, sorry. But I'll link all of the pattern information and the yarn information below. The yarn was very, very affordable, and it is so lightweight and such a summer kind of fabric that it produces that I wear this with, you know, just like a camisole underneath it because there's a lot of lace and don't want to show my boobies. And I changed the sleeves a little. You can do, there's like almost like a cap sleeve version, which is, I like to cover some of my arms. I should probably cover all of my arms, but at least some of them. So I went through the Ravelry page of everyone who had done this, and there was one knitter who had done these sort of shortish sleeves with ribbing, and so I just sort of did that. And what I did was I followed the directions for her long sleeves, but I stopped at a certain length, and all that information is on my project page in Ravelry for this blue one. I adore it. I probably wear it too much. And interesting, the pattern says that you only go like 4 centimeters down below the armhole, which, hello, is like 3 inches. No, I mean, it's really short. I was like, no. So I went 7 inches down before I started the ribbing. And the ribbing is supposed to be 3 inches. I stopped at 2. I was so anxious to get it off the needles and to try it on and to experience it. And I have a confession. I did it inside out. This is the shit. Sorry. Close your ears. That happens. Hope there are no children around. That happens when the slow knitter knits too fast. I knit the flippin' thing inside out. So I am going with, it's a reverse stockinette. Ranunculus from here down. Here up, it's correct. Here down. It's reverse stockinette. You know what the good thing is about it? Is I could wear it the correct side. But you don't see this lovely detail around the neck, which is really lovely. You can't really see it in this color, but the lace is really beautiful. I'm over the moon about this sweater. I love the neckline. I love everything about it. I blocked it aggressively to get it a little longer, but it didn't go, and I'll just show you. It didn't go that long. I have my big dress on. It didn't go that long, but you know, long enough. It works for, so I wore this out with a couple of my girlfriends the other night, and I wore it with like a long black skirt. Oh, I'm crooked. I wore it with a long black skirt and a black cami, and let me lower this a little bit, yeah. And it was super comfy, and they were all like, "You made that?" I was like, "Yes, I made it." And these are girls that used to work for me, and they're like, "You're a knitter? You made that? Could you make one?" No, I don't make it for anybody else. Anyway, yeah, I love it so much that I did another one. Yes, I did another one. Only this one took me a month, which is more reasonable. Well, actually, that's pretty fast. Even a month is pretty fast for me because I don't knit that fast. I mean, the reason why I'm called the slow knitter, well, there's a lot of reasons, but one of them is I am not a fast knitter. Okay, and the other side of it is that I'm really always have multiple things on the needles. I go from this to that to this to that, and find myself like 3/4 through a project, and like 6 months later I'm like, just finish it. Case in point, I'll get to my other ranunculus in a minute. I finished these socks. This is the, you can't really see it here in this light. This is the Spring Shower Sock by Mina Phillip of Knitting Expat. She had a club. It was, yeah, you can see a little bit. It was cable-y, ribbing on the back. I did the mini heel flap. I think I showed you this before. I did the mini heel flap, which happens right here in German short row heel. I loved it. And it was sitting next to my ranunculi. And I thought, oh, good Lord, finish it. So, yeah, I finished it the other day. More socks. I like knitting socks. I do. But right now, I'm so into sweaters. It could be that my friends that I hang with, my knitting friends, are all huge sweater knitters. I must get back to my shawls and my socks. But I will. I'm doing them in between everything else. But let's move on to the other innocuous sweater that I finished it last week. Yeah. I have it on a hanger. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Ranunculus number 2. Yeah. And I made it out of primrose yarn in fingering. And what I did was, and you can see the details of the stitches a lot better in this lighter yarn. So fun. This stitch is so freaking fun. And I was watching another video and they said, oh, that's what a ranunculus looks like. That's like a flower. I'm like, it is? Okay, it could be. And there's lace, and then there's this crazy little stitch here, and then boom, boom, boom. And I did the full 3-inch ribbing on the end. I did longer sleeves, and I did the same kind of ribbing, twisted rib. It went through the back loop, purl one on the cuffs. And this one, it goes about up to here, which is perfect. And it's warmer because it's 100% superwash merino, and it's fingering. And I did it on a size 9 needle. By the way, I got gauge on this the pattern calls for like a 10 or a 10.5. No way I got gauge on that. I didn't even get gauge on 9 on the Tessa tweed. All right, I got it on 8. So I did this one on a size 8, okay? This one, I didn't even, do not do this at home. I did not swatch for this. I did not swatch for this one. Primarily because I knew what to expect, and I wanted it to be a little bit blousier, a little bit bigger. And this is a size 9 needle, and in a different fabric. Now, it fits me differently. Superwash will grow, so I anticipate this will grow, but it still fits me really well. Not too much ease. I mean, a perfect amount of ease, but I imagine that as I wear it, it will grow. So you'll be seeing a lot of this in the fall. One thing different. This one I did, there's 2 necklines you can do. You can do a looser one or a smaller one. I did the smaller one on this, and it's a tubular cast on, which she did a great job of explaining, because I was like, I can't do tubular. It was a piece of cake, not a problem. This one, I just did long tail cast on. I did not even fuss with anything. And you know, the neckline is fine. It's fine, it's stretchy, it's fine. And it looks great. So I'm so thrilled with my ranunculus. I would probably knit it again, but I'm gonna take a ranunculus break since I knit 2 ranunculus in the month of July. That's cray-cray. That's cray-cray for the slow knitter. Okay, cray-cray. But I'm so happy. So maybe I'll title this podcast, The Slow Knitter Knits Sweaters, Sweater Knitting Galore. And I just keep running into more and more sweater knitters that are so fabulous. So, and of course my group, my squirrels, they're just incredible sweater. One day I will live up to what they do. But for right now, a ranunculi pair in July. That's what I'll title it, a ranunculi pair in July. Yeah, very happy with it. That's the back. There's some pooling, not too bad. I'll have a pooling issue. Yeah, I don't mind it. And primrose, superwash, fingering. I mean, 100%. Yeah, whatever. I'll find it. And I picked this up at the Destin Yarn Shop. Hi, ladies, Fran, and everyone there who watches, maybe. yeah, Carol's the owner of Destiny Yarn Shop, and she started carrying Primrose, and I about had a heart attack when I saw it. And I picked up, like, I was going to do like a blushy color, but then I went back to the bin and I saw this color and I'm like, oh no, that one. And it was like a skein and a half, not even. I have so much left of it, so I'll work it into a shawl. It'll be beautiful, and as part of a shawl design. It'd be, in fact, I might bring with me. Yeah, I'll tell you about where I'm going tomorrow. Anyway, yeah, love it. Love it. Okay, so ranunculus number 1, ranunculus number 1, ranunculus number 2, ranunculus. Okay. But do you think that's all? No! Now, I will say that I was knitting this sweater forever. So I'm going to do I'm going to step outside for a second and do a quick put on a different sweater. Hello, back. I'm in a cardigan, which again, too warm to wear right now, but I've been knitting this since April, maybe March. This is the Andromeda Cardi by Pam Allen of Quince & Co. It's done in Quince & Co.'s Turn yarn base in the Popham colorway. I'll link all of this below. I'll link the pattern, the yarns, everything. I'm not a cardigan I'm less of a cardigan person than a pullover person, but I love this design and I wanted a cardigan for the summer. Well, this is too heavy. It's wool and silk, at least for the summers down here, because we're down south. Like, if you want something covering your shoulders, do a light shawl. Don't do a sweater. This in the fall is going to be fabulous. So I already have 2 sweaters for the fall. I have my ranunculus number 2 and I have this one. This one came out, I struggled with this one because when I knit a cardigan flat, I row out on the purl. My purl side is very loose, and you can see a little bit of it here, how loose it is. But at the end of the day, this is perfect. I mean, for the fall to throw over things, I'm gonna move that so you can see. It's also long. It's like, look how long it is. It would be great as a tunic-y sweater over leggings or, and I think the pattern called for a bigger size than I got gauged, so I had to go down like 2 needle sizes, but it's great. Do you know when you knit sweaters and you're like at the sleeves and you're like, this has got to get stop. I kept these cuffs. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I had to have my friend get me back on track. But at the end of the day, it's a garter cuff. I love how they look. It looks really great. I love it. This is, a garter band that runs down the side and then stockinette flat. And it's a little baggy, a little bit big, but I don't mind it because you just throw it on when you're chilly, and I've wanted a sweater like this. So actually, it's good. It's good. So yeah, that's my sweater, but I have to take it off because it's really freaking hot. It's not that bad, but it's warm. I'm gonna put ranunculus back on because I love her. Yeah, I love her. So that's my sweater saga. It's a good one, isn't it? Did you ever think that I would knit 3 sweaters? What? Oh. Well, now I'm going to try her on. Because, she needs to be tried on. She wants to be tried on. Because then you can see how this looks different than the other one. So, again, you can actually see the design better here. The neckline's a little different. Doesn't look right with this sweater, with this dress underneath it, but go to my Instagram or Ravelry page and you'll see how much nicer it looks. And look at these stitches. And you go right into them. So you're like interested right away. I mean, right away you're fascinated by this by this knit. So yeah, I'm mucho thrilled with my ranoculi. And the Andromeda Cardi, because I will wear the crap out of that. So the trick is, which is the front? Okay, it's this way. Yeah, yeah. I'm in love. I'm changing again. Okay, we're back. Okay, I'm not changing anymore. Those are my sweaters. Those are my FOs. 1, 2, 3, 4 FOs. Well, that's not bad. I mean, when I was putting my the socks that I showed you a minute ago, when I was putting in Ravelry, because I was update Ravelry all the time, and I was putting, you know, when I was finished and what the date was, I was like, okay, I started these in February. It's ridiculous, but you know, I was busy. Well, the sweater knitting continues. I'm a little hooked on it. Like a lot hooked on it, and I blame a lot of people. I don't blame anybody. I'm thankful for a lot of people who have encouraged me, telling me I can do it, and they're there to help me. And all of my close knitting group was just incredibly fabulous about my sweater knitting and helping me through it and encouraging me and helping me pick yarn. And it's really just wonderful to be inspired by such talented people. It's just really helpful. Plus, one of my podcast friends is Karen from KD Gecko Knits, and she's so great. I mean, she knits like, I don't know, like a sweater a day. I don't know, it's crazy. She loves all this stuff, and she knits like multiples of it. And I'm learning from her about a crochet reinforcement around a collar. I might do that right now. Let me tell you what else I'm doing. All right, I'm going to show you a couple of things you may have seen if you follow me on Instagram. I'm the Slow Knitter on Instagram. The only place I'm not a slow knitter is Ravelry. I'm the Slow Knitter ATL, short for Atlanta. Couldn't get just the Slow Knitter. But anyway, I keep my pattern page all my pattern pages very up to date. It's for my own benefit too, because I'm like, what needle did I use? Oh, I put it in there. I am making a Caitlin Hunter Boylan Knits colorwork sweater. I have made one project of Caitlin's before, which was a cowl. Loved it. And since I'm on Instagram, I'm following everybody that's doing Caitlin's stuff, and I love it. And so I embarked on doing this Koivu sweater, Koivua, and I'll link the pattern below. It's done in DK. One of my friends pointed out that when you do DK double, it's like an Aran weight. So when you do the color work, it's like Aran weight in the color work area. Anyway, this is the Koivu sweater that I am making. I've split for the sleeves, as you can see. And if anybody writes a fabulous colorwork pattern, it's Caitlin. And I need to get back to this, and I'm traveling tomorrow, and so I might just bring this and just send along. Now, I've used Quince & Co's DK, Phoebe DK, and sort of it's coming across like a whitish, but it's like a very pale gray. And this gray is Primrose DK. I do not go up in needle size when I do color work because I am a loose knitter, and I've tried this on, it fits perfectly, so there's no issue with it. Now, there's patterning, and you'll see from the pattern when you go look at it, there's patterning all the way down the body. I've decided not to do the patterning down the body, but I will do, there's also a texture, there's like a pearl stuff here and here. And there's pearl along on top of the ribbing. So I will do that. I might repeat this on the bottom. We'll see. But it's not midriffy, but it's not exactly, I would say it's high hip length. I might do that. We'll see. I'll try it on as I go. But I do enjoy doing this. And right now I'm just in the potato chippy stockinetting around, which I don't mind that much. There's also the pearl texture on top of the arm, and again I'll repeat this on the arm. So I'm enjoying it. It's really wonderful. Oh, the Primrose DK is in graphite colorway. Isn't that beautiful? She writes a great color work pattern. It's so easy to follow. And I hold color work. I'm a continental knitter, so I hold my yarn in my left hand, and then I throw with my right for the second color, which is the gray. I'll throw that. The main color I hold in my left hand as a continental knitter. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. And right now I just need to put it away. It'll be ready sometime probably in the fall later. I'm not gonna rush this. I do have to tell you about this other sweater. Okay, this is the sweater episode, but I did throw in some socks. I do have some shawl. I have a shawl, but I promise I'm not gonna keep you too long. Even though I've been gone for a long time. I saw this sweater, I loved it, okay? This is, and I haven't really seen a lot of enthusiasm about this from my knitting friends, but I don't care because I love it. This is the Rialto Ripples sweater. You may have seen me knit on this. And it's done by Irina Anakiva and from Ermion Design. So what attracted me to this sweater, I thought it was adorable. I thought it was very nice. But what attracted me was the yarn that's used, that she knit with, is Arroyo, Malabrigo Arroyo. And I am a big fan of Malabrigo Arroyo. I love that yarn. So I thought, oh, Malabrigo Arroyo. Oh, she did it in sort of like a sandy color, their sandbank colorway, and they're natural. I thought, oh no, I want something that really pops. I'm in a blue phase. I'm gonna do this regatta blue color. It's pretty blue. And I would say it's pretty variegated. And the reason why I say it's variegated is, so this part of it, you know, the white is sort of lace panels, and it goes across the shoulders and the sleeves. And you increase a lot to make one left every blah, 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 instead of any kind of raglan, right? So after my ranunculus and after all the other sweaters, I went back to this, and I'm glad I did. When I first, I was like, and I'm doing the small size, not the extra small size, but the next size, like the first size in the parentheses, small. There's not a lot of positives. There's some, but not a lot. But there is A-line shaping, so I thought, okay, that's gonna be fine. So I separated for sleeves. And of course, it looks a little crochet-y, which I don't like, but I imagine when it blocks out, it'll be more lace. Now, look at how variegated this yarn is. It's super variegated. It looks like stripes. I'm not thrilled about it, but I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go with it. But I've been bothered by the fact that I've been reading a lot about helical knitting, about when you're doing the body of a particularly for indie dyed yarns, and this isn't indie dyed yarns, but it is hand dyed yarn. It's Malabrigo, and it's really hand dyed. So that I've been alternating skeins. I've never done that before. Doing it now for the first time. And I don't know. But I will tell you that this is what I have left of the first skein. This is the second skein. I'm about to wind the third skein because I'm going to run out of this. And I'm just going to keep going. Grace, who's Van Willemel on Instagram and who's Babel's Yarn Company, from Limerick, Ireland. I will try to imitate an Irish accent, which I cannot do. Has a fantastic video on alternating skeins, helical knitting. And I will put that link below. But it involves, you could, for example, you could just twist, pick up the other yarn and knit around, pick up the other yarn, knit around. But you'll come up with like a seam, like a faux seam down one side, inside of your sweater, which I didn't want. And with helical knitting, the way that I've seen it is you slip stitches and then you pick up the next skein. And all the way around, and those 3 slip stitches move all the way around the sweater. Better for you to watch the video than have me explain this, but I'm doing the helical knitting down here in the body, and I will tell you, it looks like I'm striping it. I think it would look like I'm striping it even without the helical knitting, because this is so, okay, this skein, look how light it is. Started out like looking like this. Look at the difference. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll see how this works out. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my Birdie Parker earrings and bracelet. I wanted to share. Yeah, this is gonna be, I think it's gonna fit fine. It might be a little baggy. I might hate it. I don't know. This right now looks crochet-ish, which I don't like in a sweater, but I'm thinking once it's blocked and you can see the lace, I don't know. It's sort of a summery sweater, although it's, I don't know. It will be really great in October in Atlanta because it's cool here. It's comfortable. And this is short sleeves. I mean, probably about the length of these sleeves. So we'll see. I feel very challenged by this knit in a good way. I mean, I'm excited about the helical knitting. I'm excited to see where it goes. I now have to wind another skein because I'm gonna run out of that skein, but it's definitely striping. It's striping. Yeah. Don't much to. But whatever. Anyway, that's sweater number on the needles. I got the Koivu. I got this. I have another one. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I am not gonna talk about it because it's just, it's. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it the way it is. Simply because it calls for fingering and I'm doing sport weight because I have a heavy fingering sport weight and I thought I would do it there. But I might continue. Again, it's A-line shaping, so it might be fine. I really like it. It's lace, but I'm not going there. I'm not going to show you where I am right now. I'll just say it's with La Bien-Aimée sport. I love it. Okay, I was trying. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot going on. It's a lot of knitting. But I've been going to a lot of knitting things, like, every Wednesday I knit. Well, sometimes, because sometimes our schedules get a little goofed up. I'm just gonna straighten this out a little. Okay. And then sometimes I've got, yesterday I was at Heart and Spirit Atlanta with Teresa, and when they have their knit group is getting bigger when they have a knit Sunday. Wait, I'm crooked. They have a knit afternoon. So Teresa and I went over yesterday and knit for an hour or two. They're the greatest people. I've met the greatest people there. So hello, Veronica. Hello, Magley. Keep it up. It's great. And they have a beautiful yarn. Beautiful. Farmer's Daughter, Neighborhood Fiber, Nights and Knit, Old Rusted Chair. Love her. More. But along those lines, gorgeous yarns. Everybody's always in there and after or during a knit afternoon buying, and then she comes out with like, oh, I just happened to throw this on the table. Like, oh, don't do that. But I will tell you, I don't have much acquisition, which is a good thing, I think, because I'll tell you where I'm going tomorrow. But let me just finish up with a quick whip or two. I have more, but I'll just show you this. I'm a member of Helen Stewart. I love Helen Stewart shawls. I'm a member of her Shawl Society, and This is actually last year's Shawl Society shawl that I'm working on, which is the Rune shawl. And it's a triangle shawl. I think I told you, I don't really have a lot of triangle shawls. Do I have any? Maybe one that I first knit. Mostly I do crescent or asymmetrical. But this one really struck me, and I'm using Madeline Tosh Twist in the Peat, P-E-A-T colorway, and I picked it up at Knitter's Niche. Hi, Andrea. Up in Blairsville, Georgia, which is the mountains of Georgia. And I'm using the color number 2 is from Barnyard Knits. Love Barnyard Knits yarn. I would live in Barnyard Knits yarn all the time. Anyway, this is a triangle shawl, and I am at the end of it where I put the border on. So yeah, I really like it. And again, it's gonna stretch out. I'm at the very end, and I'm just trying to decide if I'm gonna shorten it or not. I always shorten my shawls, but I might not. I don't know, this one seems like I can go on and on and on. But I think this part, maybe another 3 inches or something. And then, yeah, I think it's gonna be really pretty. So this is one of those whips that I'm digging out and like, okay, finish it. And I'm so close to finishing it, it's ridiculous. And at this point, it's kind of like, not very complicated. It's a little boring, but I will have a beautiful finished shawl. And again, fall colors. This peak colorway is beautiful. It's like a brownish. It's really beautiful. So I'm very happy with it. Yeah, very happy. And maybe by the next time I'll have an FO shawl. And then I just have one more sock, which I showed you before, which is done in Mythical Fibers. Aya from Japan. It makes a beautiful yarn. And again, this sort of got put away, and I think I showed you this. Made a little more progress than last time I showed you. I'm gonna do the afterthought heel. I thought I was gonna do another heel flap, but I'm just gonna do afterthought because I'm gonna do, is this yarn gorgeous? Ugh, love it. Yeah. Heels, toe, and cuff in this sort of beautiful burgundy red from Nord George Yarns. And I'm gonna do the heel and the cuff in that. It'd be pretty. But you know, in between massive sweater knitting. I see a sweater braid coming up. Like maybe a sweater braid coming up. I don't know. I don't have very much acquisitions intentionally because I'll tell you why in a minute. But I did buy, because I did that hat last time, you can go to my last episode, the hat from Andrea Mary with Spin Cycle, and I ordered some more Spin Cycle, and this is dyed in the wool. It's so beautiful. And the pattern that I want to do is Montana Mountain Cowl, which I thought I was going to do in a different fiber, but I swatched with that fiber and I didn't like it. So I might just go with this. But I think I'm going to do 2 skeins of this because it's very fallish. And I'm hoping to get another skein of this. And then I'll probably do another hat using this. Yeah. I really enjoyed that pattern, the hat pattern. But tomorrow, very excited. Tomorrow, my knitting gang and I are going to visit Donna up in Asheville, North Carolina, or in Black Mountain, where she is, right outside of Asheville, to Black Mountain Yarn Shop. I am beside myself. So I know she has Spin Cycle, so I'm hoping that she has another one of these. So I can get 2 of that, and then I'll do the Montana Mountain Cowl with this color, which is very fall-like. So that's it. I've really been doing major stash diving. There's a couple more sweaters that I've identified that I want to do, but again, no rush on those. I'm just going to finish these and finish some of my whips. I'm really determined to get through. I have like a number of whips that need to get finished, and they're perfect winter whips. Some of them are halfway through. Yeah, I mean, we all have that problem, right? We're like, oh, let's go over here and do something shiny new. And that's why I'm slow. Because I'm the slow knitter, because I'm just constantly preoccupied with something else that I'm knitting. And sometimes, you know, I get bored with round and round on something, or bored with the stockinette, or doing garter back and forth on a shawl. I'm bored doing a mosaic knit that I'm doing, which I'm going to finish because I'm really close. So I have a tendency to put it down and pick up something shiny and new. But then eventually I'll get back to them. I love my haircut. I have to tell you that my hairdresser loves some like long parts, and I think they're so fun. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I'm so digging this haircut. Every time in the morning I wake up, I'm like, I still like it. You know how you cut your hair, or you wash it and it doesn't do something, you're like, I hate my hair. No, I like my little cute pixie haircut. I like it. But that's all for now anyway. But I know I have a lot of other stuff I'm doing that I don't want to bore you. I don't want to take up 17 years in a podcast. But really, thanks to all of my sweater enablers. People tell me I should do Love Note next by Tin Can Knits. It's very close to this, so I might table that to next spring. I don't know, we'll see. But I like the idea of the short sleeve sweater. I do. My friend Sarah wears her hand knits short sleeve sweaters done with linen. So beautiful. I'm thinking, you know, I should just do that. But I would definitely knit with this silk again, because it's very lightweight, fantastic drape. In fact, another sweater that I'm gonna do has a lot of silk content in the yarn that's recommended. I think I'm gonna do it because I get the whole silk drape thing. It takes me a while. I'm a little slow. But I think that's gonna be it for today, simply because I don't wanna keep you so long. So that's where I am right now on my sweater knitting, plus. And I will be doing more. But I want to thank my subscribers for tuning in. Sorry I've been away. And hopefully I'll do another video on our trip. Maybe I'll vlog, which I don't usually vlog, of our trip to Black Mountain. When we sit around and we, I might bring my tripod and do a little video of us sitting and knitting. It's so boring. But I definitely am going to vlog being in Black Mountain and share with you. And she just hosted Amy from La Bien Aimée, and I'm hoping that there's some yarn left there that we can buy. So I've been really conservative about buying. I just bought the spin cycle just because I want to do another hat and I want to do that cowl. So I'm trying to do as much stash diving as I possibly can. I have a shawl knit along and a sock knit along in my Ravelry group. Check that out. I give away yarn every couple of months. I'm due to give away yarn for my shawl group, and I will do that. And then I have a surprise for my sock participants at the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's enough. I think I've done enough damage. Hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Please comment below if you have any comments about my sweaters or any questions for me. I've not done a Q&A about me. I kind of don't know that you need to know. Anyway, if you have any questions for me, please pop them in the comments below. And I hope to be on a regular podcast schedule beyond this. I just always like to show you something, and sometimes I don't have anything, and I just don't like to show you, oh, I've acquired this, I've acquired that. I'd rather show you some stuff. So maybe I'll get faster. Maybe I'll concentrate on one thing, like I did this and I did this in a week. Who knew that that could be done? Not me, that's sure. Okay. Love you all, and thank you all to my subscribers. And if you've not subscribed, please click the subscribe button below. And I'll try and podcast more regularly. This has been a long gap. It's like 6 weeks. I never go 6 weeks. Sometimes a month, but not 6 weeks. But I'll be more regular. Promise. Okay. Love you all. See you soon. Bye.